I've been called worse. First of all, just let me just say thank you to all our veterans who have served, and especially those who are here today and their families. We owe everything to you, and we should always begin by thanking you. And today, a day like today has always been a proud day for me to be a resident of Peekskill, to grow up here and see how Peekskill never forgets and honors their veterans, and have done so over 100 years, as this post has done, or almost 100 years. It's a proud moment for Peekskill, and to see everyone here today on when people could have stayed home because of the weather and whatever else they might have had planned. To be here is very, very special, especially to have the high school and younger people here is really what it's all about. And today is a day we really should reflect and reconnect with our history and our core values as a country. I was able to do that yesterday. I had the honor of participating in a special ceremony up at the old Van Cortlandville Cemetery, where a family came back from, actually the family descendants from a Revolutionary War veteran, Private Henry Romer, who was buried there. His family came from Virginia and Tennessee. His descendants came to have an honorary marker at his gravesite and to reflect on where it all began, the Revolutionary War. And Memorial Day is about veterans of all wars. We tend to think of our families and our close generations, but it really goes back a long time, over 225 years. So we need to remember that. And what I always do on Memorial Day is remember growing up in Peekskill. I grew up on Walnut Street, which is right perpendicular to the high school, but back then it was Peekskill Military Academy. And my house, the backyard of my house, was adjacent to the academy, and basically because of my father working there and my mother being the mother she was, my living room was always full. As a 5 and 6 and 7-year-old, I would come downstairs and my whole living room would be full of cadets sitting around watching TV, getting a little taste of home. And many of those people who I knew as high school age when I was young went to Vietnam, and some of them perished there. And I think of them every Memorial Day. And PMA, as we call it, Peekskill Military Academy, where the field is outside the high school. People may not know this, especially the youngsters. That was the parade field for the military academy. And around that academy parade field were markers of all those who were lost in the line of duty. And every Memorial Day they would go around and recognize each one. So as you walk into the administration building and you see to the left, there's a marker there. It looks like a headstone, which is a monument with all those names that used to be individually named around that field. So next time you go to the administration building, or if you drive by today, they're going to have a ceremony at noon. Go up there and you'll see those names of cadets who were maybe not from Peekskill, but they spent a lot of years in Peekskill at the academy and perished in various wars, and many of them in Vietnam. And we need to thank them, welcome our Vietnam veterans home, which is finally getting to be where they're being recognized the way they should be. I look forward to doing more of that, and just God bless America and God bless our veterans. Thank you.
This time we have a song from the Peekskill High School Band, please.
I'd just like to make a quick comment. It's great to have the city sing this year. Also, I always try to make this event the biggest event to me of anything we do. Memorial Day, Veterans Day, more important than any other event we do at the high school. It's great to see it being bigger, getting greater. And a little insight with Ariana, she has over 700 hours of community service. And she also has a full scholarship to Tisch NYU, which is the Harvard of Acting. It's great to see that scholarship come back, because we need more scholarships for the kids. Thank you for all of that.
At this time, I'd like to ask the Post Commander, John Donohue, to introduce our guest speaker for the day.
It's a pleasure, and it's also intimidating when you stand amongst, the first responders and everything that we haven't mentioned today. I have to tell you, your comrades, whether you served in the military or not, because you're serving in the wars that we're fighting right now. And we haven't got the time to acknowledge every organization here, but every organization that comes out here proves over and over again that Peekskill is the right kind of town when it comes to patriotism. Now, we've got a speaker today that happens to be a member of the Post, Ricardo Singleton, 40 years in the Army. When do I cancel this? 40 years in the Army, and he's been everywhere. He's been in Bosnia, he's been in Iraq, he's been in Afghanistan, he's been in a number of places. He gave me a nice bio with a beautiful picture and all of the frantic things that's in somebody's car. So, anyway, he can fill you in any other way he wants, but he's been there and done it. And he's a member of the Post, but he's also somebody that never forgets the veterans down at the Montrose Veterans Hospital and the different veterans hospitals, and he's there helping them often, very often, much often, more often than I can get down there. So I'm going to turn the mic over to Lieutenant Colonel Ricardo Singleton, a patriot and a friend.
Great speech. I don't know if I'm worthy now. I gotta step it up a bit. Good morning, elected officials, dignitaries, first responders, veterans, citizens of this great country of ours. This is the 149th Memorial Day, which unofficially kicks off the summer for some of us. And I know I'm in the way of some leisure time right now, so I will be brief in my remarks. But Memorial Day also means so much more for others. Across our nation, this Memorial Day, people will gather like we are doing to pay homage to our America's finest men and women who, in President Lincoln's words, gave the last full measure of devotion. But for those of us who have worn our nation's uniform, and must especially for the families of our nation's fallen, Memorial Day is a time for profound remembrance. On this very special day, with one heart, we pause to embrace our brothers and sisters who have given the ultimate sacrifice for this country. When I returned from my last tour of duty in 2012, which was in Afghanistan, I would be stopped everywhere by people wanting to thank me for my service. I felt guilty by receiving such accolades and honor. I would shy away from it as much as I could. When I began to think about, well, why was I feeling so guilty? I realized that, simply I did what I was trained to do. I did my job for my country, and I did not feel like a hero greeted with thank you for your service. The true heroes are the members of the Navy, Marines, Army, Air Force, and Coasties that never made it home to their families, friends, and to a country they love. Today, I and the rest of my veteran brothers and sisters stand with those who have gone before those who currently serve, and with so many others who have and will answer America's call.